Hey, how's it going, guys? This is kind of a new thing. I've never done anything quite like this before. I think it'll be kind of fun. I was looking through like how can you stream? How can you stream SDCC? I really want to see like the Hall H Marvel panel because of course I do because I obsess so much about these Marvel movies. And it turns out that that's like not really an option, which is a bummer. I really wish that they had made that like a public thing that people could actually keep an eye on, and they didn't. And so that kind of sucks for us, the fans. But that's that won't stop us from trying to follow along with things as best we can. The panel itself is supposed to be starting in like 5 minutes, so it'll be really close. And basically, all I'm going to be doing is keeping a very close eye on specific hashtags and a few different Twitter accounts that are like going to be keeping up to date on this sort of stuff. And maybe you guys come across something like maybe I'm a little late to get a specific piece of information or whatever, but there's definitely like different website journalists and things like that who are going to be keeping like a close eye on this. And so if I watch their social media, then we can gather this sort of information. It really is a shame that Marvel doesn't do this as like a live streamed public thing that everyone can tune in for, because it would be really awesome to bring in millions of people to like react to this sort of stuff. Presumably they're gonna announce a bunch of stuff about Phase 4 coming up, a lot of the different movies. We already know a lot of the release dates of a lot of movies, and we also know very actively, we got the cat chiming in, we also know very actively that there is going to be Black Widow coming up, probably the Eternals, Shang-Chi. What else has been confirmed? We know there's going to be a Thor 4 now. That might have been an early leak. I don't know if we were like supposed to know that as early on as we did. Obviously, Doctor Strange 2, Black Panther 2, Captain Marvel 2, Spider-Man 3. Those are like presumed but haven't actually been announced, so maybe we're finally going to start getting dates for that sort of stuff like locked in, so that will be cool. There's people saying it's going to be streamed on TikTok. That would be kind of weird to like very specifically do it on TikTok and not like a more broadly used, more broadly available thing than that. That would be very annoying. It'd be very annoying if they limited it in that way. I'm sure there are people who like have their phones at the event who are going to be snapping photos and maybe trying to stream things and stuff, but it's going to sound like shit. And it's going to be like blurry and shaky, and like if there's nothing official to go off of, then I think our best bet is to just track the Twitter feeds. I'm really disappointed that we don't have anything more official to keep up with. That's how I would have preferred to take this in, and I was like, I'm just going to have to sit here and refresh Twitter over and over again for like the next 90 minutes. And I was like, if that's how I'm going to spend my next 90 minutes, then maybe I do that alongside people on the channel who might also be interested in this stuff. And then if we all just like collectively keep an eye on it, then we'll get to collectively enjoy the information as it comes up. We can throw around all kinds of theories and fun things. Hey Dennis, how's it going? Hey, welcome from Brazil. Cool. We got people from all over the world who care about Marvel and want to see more of it. I honestly don't know if the Marvel Studios Twitter is going to be a good one to keep an eye on. I feel like they are going to eventually be sharing, like, whenever they have the official logo for the Black Widow movie, like, this is where it's going to get posted, like a high-res version of it. But I doubt they're going to be doing that sort of stuff live. At least I doubt that's what the case is going to be. Hey, how's it going, guys? Cool to see so many people chiming in. I apologize that there's no like proper real footage to be shared. That's just kind of out of my control. There's people who were lined up for 10 hours to be in Hall H for this event. They basically skipped the entire... Hey, we got Germany, Belgium. That's awesome. We're all over the place. People skipped all of Saturday of Comic-Con to get in line to be in Hall H. I think that's kind of what we're showing you right now. Is like people... Hall H line this year is a mess. Yeah, that's an absolute gong show that people had to line up. Thanks for doing this. It'll be fun. I hope it'll be fun. I've never done like a reaction thing like this before, so I think it'll be cool. I hope it's not chaotic. It might be stressful to try and keep up with the news. It's gonna start in like 1 minute, so I'm gonna make sure I have a water bottle so I'm all hydrated and all ready to go. I tried to make it like abundantly clear in the title and the thumbnail and everything that I'm just like watching social media because that's like the only. Yeah, you're right. I should have Tom Holland's Twitter open. He's gonna be sharing things 30 seconds before the panel actually does. He's gonna be spoiling things left and right. Yeah, but unfortunately, this is all we have to go off of. So I'm just gonna start refreshing the different feeds and hopefully we start getting information coming in like any minute now. I honestly have no idea why there's no stream for this. That it blows my mind that that's not something that they would do. How is the reaction going to work? We're going to keep an eye on social media. I have all these different feeds open. I wish there was something more official that we could be keeping an eye on. I hope we find out who Keanu Reeves has been cast as. They have been circling him and apparently David Morrissey for quite a while. It would be really cool to finally have them in these movies to some extent. They're going to announce Endgame 2. It wasn't quite over yet. There's slightly more to be done in that arc. Keanu Reeves as Druig for the Eternals. I agree. That would be a very cool place for him. Oh, come on. Okay, the panel began just like a couple minutes ago. They're filling the last empty seats. The lights will go down. You want to be sitting down? Here we go. Okay, so it seems like this Jeremy Conrad is going to be a good source to be keeping a close eye on because it seems like he's like going to be tweeting one thing after another. There is probably going to be a trailer, maybe for Black Widow, just like teasers though, because that's like the only one that's actively filming that I can think of right now. If there is, we probably aren't going to see it here right now, but later, like tonight or tomorrow, Marvel will probably be like very officially posting that. We will get footage warning about not recording it, so that's we aren't even gonna have people recording off of their phones to like keep an eye on. I'm very excited about the X-Men in the MCU. There's like not a chance we get news on X-Men or Fantastic Four yet. I feel like they're years and years away from adding that into the MCU. They have so many other avenues they can go and so many other properties that they're working on building up right now that I really sincerely doubt we're going to get X-Men right away. I appreciate the honesty in the thumbnail. I wanted that to be clear because otherwise I assumed people were going to flood in and be like, what the fuck? And so like, I know I would be annoyed if I arrived at that and that was not the case. Hope they announce Daredevil and Spider-Man 3. It would be so crazy if they brought back Charlie Cox and folded him into the MCU. Unfortunately, probably not, but like maybe we can sincerely hope. That would be really, really awesome. Why is not... I bet you people are trying to record it, and I bet you people are getting kicked out for recording it. So like, if any footage leaks, it's going to be like little micro chunks here and there. I really hope Doctor Strange is announced. 2020, I'm guessing at this stage is too soon. 2021 is probably a lot more likely for Doctor Strange 2, just based on like the timing of the fact that they would have to be like probably filming it already to get it ready in time. We have a quick look from Joe Blow, but this is like pre-panel starting, I think. I'm just kind of combing through this here. Yeah, it's basically just them saying, guys, take your seats, put your cameras away. We don't want any of that. X-Men 2020, not going to happen. The soonest we're going to get X-Men is 2023, is my guess. That's the absolute soonest, I would think. New Avengers, similarly, I bet you we're a ways away from that. Silver Surfer, that's something that could potentially get pulled in to do that, like, ahead of Fantastic Four and X-Men. Like, that's a cool character that they could play around with. I'm also interested in the idea of a Doctor Doom movie. There's a lot of potential there. McAvoy and Fassbender are on the stage? I doubt it. Really? That would be very, very surprising to me. I feel like they are very much going to be victims of this, and that whole era of X-Men is cut. It has already started. It's just that, like, probably we're just getting information trickled in here. Oh, come on, give me more. Shit, here we go again. We're just waiting. Fantastic Four is probably going to come before X-Men, but probably still years away. With them opening up things like the Eternals and Shang-Chi, and having to do more Spider-Man, more Doctor Strange, more Black Panther, more Captain Marvel. They just have such a strong amount. They have so many properties to focus on right now that I bet Fantastic Four is being set aside for. It's like, well, once we start retiring some of these big heroes, then we can like renew interest by bringing in the first family. Like, that would be a very exciting thing of finally making a good Fantastic Four movie. And I think that's something that they're not going to want to do too early. You know, they don't want to blast through that. They don't want to. Yeah, I'm trying to keep an eye on Reddit too, but I don't know if Reddit is going to be a good source for this sort of thing. Next big threat for the Avengers, I bet they're going to kind of pull away from big event stuff for the next little while, at least, while they kind of lay some groundwork and build up and have some more low-key things going on for the next little stretch here. Russo brothers are in the audience, which is really funny. So, SFX has their fingers crossed for a Power Pack movie. Basically, those are like the kid equivalent of Fantastic Four. They're like a bunch of teenagers. Brad Bird for Fantastic Four. I mean, I guess that makes sense because he did The Incredibles. Offhand, I cannot remember who my Doctor Doom actor pick is, but I did do a Fantastic Four fan casting video like a year or two ago. The panel is about an hour and a half. The Russo brothers just walked in. These guys are saying that they're chilling in the audience. The audience is chanting Russo, Russo. If they show any footage, wink, wink, don't film it. Is the quote that they got going on there. I kind of want to have this thread queued up so I can properly like refresh it. Jeremy's letting me down. Jeremy seemed like he was, minor delay. Seems like they're not 100% ready. Don't tease me like that. The panel is like started. People are like on stage making it happen. But now we got Jeremy here letting us know that things are not going 100% smoothly. People aren't. There's like a blocked message that I'm not letting through because it got blocked because it's full of vulgarities. But it's not. I don't know why they aren't officially streaming it, but they are super, super cracking down on making sure people aren't like filming it. I guess there's like press people who are allowed to have their phones so that they can like tweet updates. I guess they don't care about that. They just like don't want footage. A Nova movie would be dope. That would be really cool. James Gunn just announced Nova. everyone's just like pumping out their own things here. I should make sure to not read the comments as if they're 100% factual, because I bet you guys are gonna dump in a lot of goofs along the way. Is for whatever reason I was told to follow Total Film. And I don't necessarily see them keeping a huge, tight eye on things. Did I accidentally close my Hall C thing? I was tracking, or Hall H. I was like actively tracking Hall H stuff. Hall H? Just show us. I wish I could. Gerard Butler is Kraven. Maybe. Kraven is a very interesting one. There's going to be so many potential there. So much potential, I should say. Keanu for Adam Warlock. Depends if they want Adam Warlock to be like a 1 or 2 movie thing, or if they want that to be like a really long running thing. I'm not sure. I don't know Adam Warlock enough as a character to know if that would be like a huge one. Feige has repeatedly said, Feige basically said he wants Nova, just whether or not it's something they're planning on doing soon. Aha! Now we're officially starting. They're getting into it about 9-10 minutes late, but they're going. Didn't you hear Steven Spielberg's doing Deadpool 3? Who would have guessed? Yeah, everyone is totally under lock and key right now, so I'm very grateful that we're at the very least getting these tiny things. Taika Waititi's doing Shrek 5, and it's part of the MCU. Who knew? Alfred Hitchcock is doing Nova. Guys, you guys have such spicy leaks. Where are you getting your info? Keanu for Wolverine, Keanu for Doom. I'm not in favor of either of those, but I'm in such strong favor of Keanu that fuck it, just let him play like 8 different characters. That's totally fine. Just bring John Wick into the MCU. That would be dope. I really hope that they keep Ryan Reynolds around as Deadpool. I don't really know how they would make that work. I'm skeptical. Or if they do, they're gonna make like a Deadpool : subtitle rather than calling it Deadpool 3. They'll do like a soft reboot. That's my guess. That's not like based on anything. Please don't assume that I have any insider info there. Fantastic Four for 2022, maybe, but I doubt if that is what they're doing. I doubt they would announce it today. I'm expecting we get to hear the 2020 and 2021 lineup of movies. So that's like 5-6 movies. I would be surprised if they go further than that. I think they said they kind of regretted spilling the 4 or 5 years all at once when they announced like the 2 Avengers movies and Black Panther and the Inhumans movie that never happened and all that different shit. So like Keanu for Batman in the MCU. There you go. That's clearly the best role for him. He was made for that. I should make sure that I just wanted to make sure the important parts of what I'm actually looking at here weren't getting cut off entirely. Oh, this is killing me. I wish I was there. Never gone to Comic-Con. It would be great. X-Men probably a long ways away. Fantastic Four 2021 at the earliest. Ooh, I don't think we would see them that early. They have too many sequels they need to make. Like they got to make Black Panther 2 and Captain Marvel 2 and Doctor Strange 2 and all that. And probably part of the deal with Sony is that I bet they'll extend, allowing them to continue making Spider-Man movies. But I bet part of the deal is like it has to be every 2 years. So probably July 2021 we'll be getting Spider-Man 3. That's my guess. Is that's kind of Sony wants the money, and so they'll probably commit Marvel a little bit to that. And having so many sequels and stuff on top of the Eternals, on top of Shang-Chi, on top of Black Widow and everything. Montage of clips from the Infinity Saga, ending with the official logo, the Infinity Saga. So just giving closure to the 22 movies that have come out. The panel's just acknowledging the past, gearing up for the next step. Oh, man. This is going to be great. Everyone announcing B-Movie 2. Why did that become a thing? There's like 30 comments of B-Movie 2. Everyone, yeah. Infinity Saga. I assume everyone's seen all the movies. Spider-Man Far From Home did such a good job of being like the epilogue of that. I almost wish they would have explored it more. That scene where like the band reappears in the gym. That shit was cool. I wish they would have shown more of that. Danny DeVito as Wolverine. Confirmed. I don't think I want to go clicking random links. Yeah, I'm not gonna go jumping on random links. Probably a lot of sketchy ones being shared around right now. Ooh, Marvel panel starts the montage of Infinity Saga clips. We already knew that. Right now, SFX Magazine, Jeremy Conrad, you guys are my go-to sources. I'm like none of these other things I was told would be doing live updates or giving me anything useful. Hey, just a quick there we go. Just a nice logo at the end of that, just capping all that off. That's very interesting, actually. We've never had, I mean, that title has been around for a couple years or whatever now, but it's like, if you ever buy like a box set of 22 movies, there you have it stamped on the front, Infinity Saga. I don't think there's ever been like an official logo for that, which is pretty great. I want Taron Egerton in the MCU somewhere. I don't think Wolverine is a good fit for him necessarily. That's literally the photo I used for the thumbnail in this. I did not realize that I had yanked that straight from whatever website this is. I just did like a Google image search because I made that thumbnail in like 2 minutes. I was kind of rushing it. It's funny to see it pop up like that here now. Feige introducing the Marvel Studios staff on stage, just bringing in a bunch of the crew and stuff, I guess. The panel's 2 hours of Feige just self-congratulating and masturbatory session talking about how great he is. I'd watch that for 2 hours. That'd be fine. I hear you guys saying to go pull up the Facebook streams and everything, but those are going to get taken down. Or like the streams might not get taken down in the moment, but this reaction or whatever will no longer be allowed to exist. It'll get nuked off of YouTube if I start sharing those sorts of videos. Like, those are illegally broadcast videos, right? And so either this stream would be entirely shut down or the archive of the stream would be deleted, probably both. And so that's something I'm probably not gonna fuck around with. It'll be like a fun thing for us to like live react to all of it. It would suck to have that just be totally gone if we cave in to the streams. So unfortunately, that's something I'm not going to be broadcasting. Feige confirms Endgame is going to pass Avatar within a matter of days. I saw a thing that basically said that if Endgame stays in theaters as long as Infinity War, which I think was like 140 days, the average amount it has to make per day is like under 100,000. And it's so wildly easily clearing that at this point that, like, yeah, it is like days away from becoming the #1 box office movie of all time, which is absolutely insane. That it's funny because I track box office stuff a lot, and like, oh, it's gonna be the #1 movie for sure, and then they're like, it's too many. Toy Story 4 came out, Spider-Man came out, it like lost its chance, the momentum's gone, and then it came back around somehow. It's actually gonna do it, which is crazy. Probably leading up to Avatar 2 through 5 or whatever the fuck they're doing, they're going to like do a re-release and it'll take the #1 spot back again. But hey, re-releasing like that seems like a bit of a cheat, maybe. Feige's introducing the crew from Marvel Studios, the people who make the movies happen, make the movies we love. They've heard today that Endgame will be the biggest film in just a matter of days. Phase 4 announcements incoming. Just want that in nice big bold letters. Ooh, what are they going to announce first? Probably Black Widow, right? Because we like know that is happening. So it's like it would make sense for them to like jump right into that, is my assumption. Phase 4 slate beginning. Eternals official November 2020. That's so close, right? Do you think we're going to get like casting and stuff right now? I don't know if they would jump in to that like immediately. Oh yeah, you're back on my list, Total Film. You're actually supplying like good information at this point. I'm like filtering down to who is actually providing accurate, up-to-date information on all this. Oh my god, they're actually chucking a timetable up here. We are going to get, what is this, 10? We're going to get 10 movies announced up till November 2021? There's no way I'm reading that right. No, yeah, that's what I said. Yeah, I thought we would get 2. Some of those have got to be like Disney Plus or something, right? Because that would be insane. They're not going to do 10 movies in the next 2 years, right? Oh, we got an Eternals logo. I got to make sure this isn't like cutting off really shittily. It is cutting off shittily, so I'll move that just to the side there a little bit. Eternals logo, really sleek, really simple. I dig it. Nice thin font. The Eternals is dope, man. There's so much cool potential there. I did a video covering it because I think what they're going to do is they're going to make one Eternals movie and then they're going to spin off a bunch of those characters to be like supporting characters in other movies. Like one of them will show up in Thor 4 and one of them will show up in Shang-Chi, and they're going to like spin out these characters and stuff. So I feel like a lot of that is going to be is going to be the direction they go with it. I don't think they're going to make 3 Eternals movies. Richard Madden, for sure, is Icarus. That's been locked in. That's something that's been like circulating for the last little while there. So that is officially confirmed. I think that's a great choice. Icarus is kind of like this pretty boy hothead in the Eternals team, and I think that would be cool to see Richard Madden in a role like that. He's traditionally a very like bright blonde character, so I'm mildly wondering whether or not they're actually going to dye Richard Madden's hair. I don't think I've ever seen him blonde before. Chloe Zhao, that's the director on stage. Just really quickly, what is I can't remember what she's done. She has done such like niche indie films. Songs My Brother Taught Me and The Rider and upcoming Nomadland. I've not seen any of those. They are crazy, highly reviewed, highly rated movies, but nothing I've ever actually seen. I'm also curious why they announced the Eternals before Black Widow. I'm pretty uncertain why they did that. Maybe it's because everyone knows that Black Widow is coming. So they're like, let's give these people something juicy right away that is like new, that they're not going to know. Salma Hayek also confirmed. So at this point, I think we have Angelina Jolie. I think she has been confirmed. We have, Mao Dong Sak. I feel shitty because I can't remember exactly his name. This Korean actor. He was locked in a couple months ago. I might as well... The Eternals film. I wanna bring that up really quickly here because see if I can find his name. Millie Bobby Brown has been in talks. I think that was like a debunked thing. Ma Dong Suk. I don't know exactly how to say his name. This guy's real cool. I believe he was in Train to Busan. He is supposed to be in this movie, so now we're getting quite a few confirmed castings at this point. We're not getting like a trailer today or anything, are we? I don't think this is filming. Hard to hear all the characters' names with the crowd cheering. How many casting announcements are they gonna make? I honestly don't know if Icarus will be gay because I think Hercules is supposed to be in this movie and he'll probably be bi, if not gay. That's uncertain. I know they've been talking for a while now about how they have wanted to have a gay superhero in the Eternals. And I don't know exactly which character they're planning for that to be. Let's see what else is coming in. See if anyone else is any other names that slipped through. Rounding off with Angelina Jolie, so she's for sure confirmed at this point, which I think we've known for quite a while. There's Chloe on stage, the director. Who else we got? Millie Bobby Brown has just been a rumor, I believe, and Thor 4 is like confirmed. That's like happening. Taika Waititi, who directed Ragnarok, is coming back, which is awesome. People still just saying hard to hear with all the cheering and everything like that. Oh, who's playing Makari? I'm a step behind here. Makari is like the speedster, like the Quicksilver or the Flash equivalent of the Eternals here. But I don't know specifically right now who is playing who. We don't really know who Salma Hayek is going to be. No one cares whether or not the character is gay, bi, guy, girl, anything like that, as long as it's a good character. I agree. It's like a very secondary thing. I'm hoping that a big team like this is awesome. Don Lee is Gilgamesh. I honestly don't know who Don Lee is off the top of my head. And I thought maybe yeah, oh, okay. Don Lee is like his English name. That's totally... When they announced that he was going to be in the movie, I was like, he's going to be Gilgamesh. That's for sure. Gilgamesh, Eternals. He's dope. He's like the forgotten one. See if I can bring up like a cool picture of this guy right now. Yeah, he's a sick character. He's kind of like a loner and everything. I'm going to see if I can bring up just something really quick. His abilities, superhuman strength, flight, optic blast. Actually, it's a goofy thing where all the Eternals basically have the same powers. But he's sick. He's a cool character, and I think that's a good pick for him. Salma Hayek is the leader. Is Angelina Jolie gonna be the villain? What more we got from you, Jeremy? Oh shit. Um, fuck, there was a lot of rumors that he was going to be in this as well. Who else we got? We got so many people on stage right now. I didn't realize he was like independently tweeting photos and things like that as well along the way. There is no stream. People are asking for links to the stream. There is no official stream, unfortunately. I don't want to keep dicking around with that. I should maybe just leave it. Camille and Johnny, who's he? Would he be Machias? What the hell's the character's name? I already forget it. I feel like he would be a good pick for the Speedster. It's like funny to have a comic relief and Speedster seem to go together really well. Salma Hayek is the leader of the Eternals, which is really weird because Cersei and Icarus are, I presumed, were going to be the leaders. Oh, and then Zurus is normally kind of the top leader, and that's a male character, so they're doing something different with Salma Hayek being the leader. We have Madden as Icarus, Lauren Rydoff as Faustus, which I didn't even know was in the movie. That I don't know if that was official. Brian Ty Henry is going to be Ajax, which Ajax was kind of like people wanted that character in the movie. I don't think that was official. People were just like hopeful that he would be in there because he'll probably to some extent operate as the villain. That Ajax might actually be the bad guy. Then who else do we got? Leah McHugh as Sprite, which is like a little, I don't know who, okay, yeah, it's like a little kid of a character, but I'm pretty sure the character is like hundreds of years old. They just look like a little kid. And Thena is Angelina Jolie. That'll be dope, actually. Thena is like just a badass, like Wonder Woman, Xena, hardcore character. I think Angelina Jolie will be really awesome in that role. I think that was oh yeah, and then Lauren Rydoff as Faustus. And honestly, in like the thing that originally had said the different characters that were going to be in this movie, Faustus was not one of them. So I don't know who that is. Eternals. It's like not even specifically bringing up anything. Dr. Faustus. Okay, so not a hero character necessarily. So I don't know that character. Don't know who that's going to be. Let's see what I missed here. By the way, the Slate image Feige showed only goes through November 2021. That seems as far as we're going to get tonight. No, 2022. That's what I thought. And I was pretty sure we were only going to get the 2 years. There we got Angelina Jolie. We got, I'm already blanking on the name. Brian Tyree Henry, who's going to play Ajax. There's Salma Hayek. Tons of... We got like the full cast at this point, which I wasn't sure if they would have it all lined up, which is cool. I wasn't anticipating that, but I guess it makes sense. It would be weird to be like, I don't know, we cast half of this movie. Salma Hayek plays leader of the Eternals. Ajax. It's very strange to have like her play what seems to be a non pre-existing character. It's going to be like an MCU original, it seems like. So they're probably doing Disney Plus announcements on top of the movies, probably. Faustus. Maybe I spelt it wrong. Faustus Eternals. Oh, here we go. So what's this guy's deal? He's a weaponsmith. He was mistaken for Hephaestus. That's kind of cool. This character, whenever the original rundown was of who was all supposed to be in this movie, that character was not one of them. So that's interesting that a new character, a surprise character is being rolled out on top of everything else that we did know. Yeah, there's going to be like those movie announcements and then plus probably a bunch of Disney Plus stuff, which I'm equally curious for. Here is the official Eternals logo, very cosmic, which is cool. I wasn't expecting them to do the full official logo that quickly. I'm going to going to work 10 times harder. 10 times harder than what? It seems like it's missing a reference point here. This seems like a pretty solid cast. It honestly has more well-known actors than I was expecting. I thought the MCU would take a step away from that and cast a bunch of unknowns the way that they did when they first kind of started assembling their lineup, but I've like heard of almost all of these actors, which is kind of surprising. The logo looks nice. The logo's slick. It's a good looking logo. I'm gonna flip back over to that actually and leave that on the screen for a minute, because they're probably like transitioning to the next part of the panel here, or they might be answering like Eternal's questions for the next little bit. Falcon and Winter Soldier, is that more official now? I mean, we've known about that one for a while at this point, but are they actually chucking up an official? And are they sticking with Falcon and Winter Soldier? They're not going to call it new Captain and whatever. Next up, the Falcon and Winter Soldier fall 2020. So we're only a year away from that as well. The Disney Plus series are being included in the phase slate, which makes sense. These are going to be like integral to the next part of Marvel moving forward. Oh man, I want details on the Loki series very badly. Black Widow, they kind of skipped over it currently. I don't really know. I guess it's too obvious that it's happening. They're trying to get to new information first. Oh, here actually, here's something that I should change for you guys, because if I'm going to play this, I want to make sure you guys can hear it.
Deviants. And I play Icarus, who is the sexiest of the most
The sexiest.
Lauren, what does it mean to you to portray the first deaf hero in the MCU?
Deaf hero.
I have to say, well, I do have a son, and he asked me, after he read Greek mythology, he was reading through that, and he's like, what does honor mean? This is what honor means. I'm so honored to be here.
Okay, cool. That's like an interesting new thing, deaf superhero. I don't really know. I already forget which character she's supposed to be, so I don't know precisely what like her powers are and how that ties into the character that she was playing. Be curious, I guess. Probably gonna show Black Widow later. I don't know exactly why it's like a later thing. Why they're not why they didn't show that first? If everyone like knows it's coming, people want to know like who's the villain, the Taskmaster, like what's going on there. We'll probably. Do you think? Oh, that's a good point. Is that's the only thing that they probably have actual footage to show, and so it would make a lot of sense to reveal that at the end, where it's like people can actually watch something rather than just having these little mini panels of people coming up on stage. That'll be like a cool moment. Oh, here we go. Okay, logo for Falcon and the Winter Soldier, as well as Anthony Mackie and Sebastian Stan take the stage to talk about the Disney Plus show. And the Captain America shield very specifically, very prominently being featured in the logo. I kind of figured if they weren't retitling it, at the very least, whatever that old logo was that they had for us would be replaced. Because let me see that. Falcon, Winter Soldier, Disney Plus. It doesn't matter. Google knows what I'm doing. It doesn't matter if I spell every single thing wrong. This was the logo that they gave us however long ago it was when they were like first announcing a bunch of specific Disney Plus stuff. So it has the little wing and the star, and it looks good. I thought they might legitimately change the name. They're keeping the name, but we're getting a logo that much more specifically in your face is like, this is Cap 2. We're like going to be specifically dealing with that transition of that, which is super awesome. The villain is Helmut Zemo, which Daniel Bruhl is coming back for. I think that was maybe confirmed previously. Oh, Mackie's up there with the shield. That's sick. It's so great that they're bringing back Zemo. He was the villain from Civil War, if people are blanking on the name at the moment. Oh, sharing the shield. can't be sharing the shield like that, man. That's super dope to bring back Zemo, because I love Daniel Bruhl, and that was such a we already have the official logo. Honestly, it looks better here. That looks really, really great there. Daniel Bruhl is such an amazing actor. Zemo is such a cool character. I'm very, very excited to know that he is coming back. That's such an awesome... and it could be a setup for the Thunderbolts too. Marvel has apparently talked about doing a Thunderbolts movie down the line, which is like a villain team. I think it's kind of like their Suicide Squad. And it would be super awesome if they're bringing Zemo back to kind of build up to that in some way, shape, or form. Man, they kind of have to burn through all this information at like a very rapid clip, hey? Because they like can't afford to be like, hey, let's talk about Falcon and Winter Soldier for the next like 20 minutes. It's like they have to move on to the next thing, because they only have like an hour and a half to announce this shit. Daniel Bruhl is back as Baron Zemo. We saw him in a purple mask and coat. Oh, that's so sweet. I'm bringing that up because it is legitimately a very cool costume, and I'll be so excited. It's such a tiny photo. I'll be so excited to see how they like interpret that, because there's so much potential there from a design perspective for that to be very, very cool. Everyone's throwing around that Shang-Chi's been confirmed. I'm just refreshing pages like crazy, waiting for something. Jeremy, you're supposed to be hooking me up here. The Mandarin is in Shang-Chi. February 12th, 2021. Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. The Ten Rings is very much like all the Mandarin and everything. Ooh. A bearded Zemo, and he has the hood. That's so sick that they're properly doing the Mandarin. That is going to be such an amazing tie together. Because like the Ten Rings, I'm pretty sure was teased in Iron Man 1. And then obviously it was like a prominent part of Iron Man 3, and they kind of did a fake out. And now we're finally getting that like satisfaction of all these years later, bringing it back around and being like, yo, the Mandarin is real. This is the legit Mandarin. This is so damn cool. That's very exciting to know that they're bringing back the Mandarin. They're bringing back Zemo. They're like not letting these threads just die, these things that we've known about for so long. This is an amazing reaction like gift to have now. The announcement with Tony Leung taking over as the villain, as the real Mandarin. Shit, do I recognize this guy specifically from anything? I'm gonna have to pull up his like IMDb and see what his deal is. What kind of movies? What are some recent things he's done that maybe I would know? Any television things? I do not know these roles. Probably they're actually, he's from Hong Kong. I mean, they're probably very specifically making sure that they're not like whitewashing this movie, because having a legit like Chinese superhero and supporting cast is going to be so unique and awesome, and there's like so much exciting stuff to be explored there. Oh shit, okay, people are just abandoning these threads and starting new threads. That's my bad not staying on top of this. We got our logo of Shang-Chi and the Ten Rings. That logo is chef kiss. That looks so fucking cool. There's like the tiniest bit of like the dragon tattoo creeping into the side there. The Ten Rings, of course. I think that's really awesome to go subtitle right off the bat with the first movie there. Guys, cool side thing. There's an amazing storyline where Spider-Man just shoots webs and does flips and shit, right? And he's really bad at fighting. There is a storyline where Shang-Chi teaches him the way of the spider and teaches him how to actually fight with his fists. If they do Shang-Chi in Spider-Man 3 teaching Peter how to throw a punch, I'm going to lose my goddamn mind, because that's going to be the coolest shit ever. That's like something I so desperately badly want in the MCU. I feel like that would be so cool. Okay. And we got Awkwafina, who I don't know what character she's playing or anything. And who else we got here? Oh, I thought you had more photos to share there. Who's Awkwafina gonna play? Awkwafina, it just says we'll join the film. It doesn't. We don't have specifics on that at the moment. I need more information. Man, if they can commit hard and bring in a legit a choreographer, fight choreographer and everything, and do like a legit superhero martial arts movie, I'm so on board. The Mandarin, they're legit. So they legitimately were like, boom, the Mandarin. With Aquafina, they aren't saying currently. I did a video on Shang-Chi and I talked about who probably the supporting cast is going to be and everything, and like how I picture my version of that movie, like what I think they'll probably end up doing. And it was a while ago that I made that video, so I don't remember specifically the characters. Yeah, so I can't think, but there is kind of this really a cool female character that Shang-Chi partners up with, who I would say is not. Oh, we got Shang-Chi cast now too. He was cast on Tuesday after screen testing on Sunday. We have our Shang-Chi, Simu Liu, who I have seen a lot of names being tossed around. Guy's 30 years old. He is Canadian, which is sick. I'm all about that. Look at this guy. This is him. This is Shang-Chi. I dig it. I'm on board. Let's see what else is known about this guy. What would I know him from? He's in that new series Fresh Off the Boat. Orphan Black, I think I've seen some of. Legitimately, outside of that, I don't really know much of his history. So this is one of those things where they're casting someone who, like, I don't really know. Just funny, because the Eternals was like, boom, here's a bunch of A-list actors that you most certainly already know. And then they throw out this here. Shang-Chi's going to be... I'm so excited for Shang-Chi because I think there's so many crazy, unique directions they can go, and finally doing the Mandarin and the Ten Rings and everything. It's going to be sweet. Oh, one specific thing, though. Does it say he is like a martial artist? Because every actor that I've seen that's being fan cast, the ones I had in mind and everything, are people who have martial arts backgrounds. And it specifically does not say that anywhere on this guy's Wikipedia. So I don't know, man. I would be skeptical. I really wish they would have someone who was a legitimate martial artist, but what do I know? I'm sure there's plenty of ways you can fake it with stunt doubles and everything. Spring 2021 for WandaVision. He was cast on Tuesday. That just blows my mind how recent that was. Marvel, you're crazy, man. They move fast. Yeah, I hate the name WandaVision. That's the dumbest thing they could call that show. I don't know who came up with that and was like, I like that. One word, WandaVision. People know, they know everything they need to know based on that one small sentence or clip or whatever. I think it's dumb. Meet your Shang-Chi. Try and sprinkle in some legit footage here and there where I can. People are tweeting it out.
Wow. What?
That was it? Are you kidding me? I guess you're really trying to sneak those clips in, though. You can't really... They can't just film the whole thing. There's our logo for WandaVision. Very, there's something about it that's kind of tech... or whatever, it looks like a cable lacing through or something like that. That's weird. Where the hell is this going to take place? Maybe it's going to be those couple of years abroad, right leading up to Infinity War. I don't know where they're going to set this. But there was a cool comic book storyline where Wanda and Vision became paranormal investigators. Paranormal might not exactly be the right term, but that's the gist of it. And if that's what they do, if they do a miniseries of these guys following up on weird magical anomalies for 6 episodes and just kind of fill in those blanks, that shit would be great. What other new info we get sprinkling in here? Oh, okay, they actually have it's set after Endgame? How the shit are they gonna deal with that? That we got Paul Bettany on stage, and oh shit, that is Caitlin Olsen, Elizabeth Olsen, not one of the Olsen twins. How are they going to do that? How are they going to set it post Endgame? That's very confusing to me, and I have no clue how they're going to handle that. Lots of what's, but he fucking dead. Yeah, I have no clue how they're going to handle that. Well, it's probably going to be that Shuri downloaded his mind in time or whatever, and they found a way to like revive him based on that minus the Mind Stone or whatever. That's all I can think of. We just got the two of them on stage chilling real quick. Spring 2021, we knew that. It takes place after Endgame. Other MCU characters will appear. Oh, who are they going to use? Monica Rambeau will return from Captain Marvel, but as an adult. Who the hell was Monica Rambeau? Rambo. Okay, they just spelled Rambo atrociously wrong. In film, though. I want in film. In other media, she was in the film. I don't recall this character. Is this her? This is Captain Marvel's friend's daughter, I guess? So she didn't get blipped, I guess is probably... No, and that took place in the 90s, so it's just... She just has aged up now. But what other MCU characters would they possibly be bringing in there? I'm very curious about that. I want to know more about that. Monica Rambeau. Oh, so it's aged up, so it's a different actor, obviously. We have Tiana Paris, not an actress I recognize. I don't really know anything about the character Monica Rambeau, actually. She has energy absorption, generation, and manipulation, ability to travel at speeds up to the speed of light, a bunch of other shit along those lines. Monica Rambeau. I don't know, not a character I'm familiar with, and probably should be focusing more on these tweets. If I don't know the specifics, so I can't like give the deets. There's our HD version of the Shang-Chi logo. I'm in love with that. The Eternals one looked good. That looks sick. I love the 10 rings in there and everything. I like that they went straight. I like that they went straight for there's nothing to show there really. They went straight for a subtitled movie, tell you exactly what you're in store for. Monica Rambeau eventually becomes Captain Marvel in the comics. That's interesting. Okay, yeah, they have her on stage there as well. No more announcements. Are you crazy? You got to be the only one here who wants no more announcements. They're laying out 2 years here at once. Spring 2021 is Loki, and yes, it has a new logo. Didn't they just say spring 2021 for WandaVision? They're putting these out both in the spring. I guess spring is like a 3-month period. There's a lot to work with there, but they're putting them out at the same time. Or like at least near enough. Loki is going to be so dope. And we got the WandaVision logo now too. I'm so hopeful that Loki is going to be set during the Endgame spin-off Loki when he steals the Tesseract. I fucking hope we get to follow him on some weird, crazy adventure. That would be the coolest possible thing they could do with that. And personally, I hope that they use that as like a backdoor way of introducing Beta Ray Bill so that he can appear in Thor 4. That's like a personal hope of mine. Whoa. Okay. Not at all what I would have expected for a Loki logo. What is going on there? Like, there's a lot of shit going on and a lot of, like, specific symbols and stuff that I do not recognize. So I don't actually know what's going on with that logo. I feel like there's going to be a ton of very specific references that are going on here that I'm totally unfamiliar with. Disney Plus and the films are completely overlapping. Oh my god, the cat jumped up on my lap. They're like totally set in the same universe. It's going to become kind of essential, I think, to see a lot of these Disney Plus shows to get the full story. I agree. It is a little bit of an ugly ass logo. I'm hoping it looks better when they like the HD versions consistently keep looking better. So I'm hoping that that's going to be true. The series will tell you what happened to Loki after that scene in Endgame, which that is very specifically what I wanted. I feel like that's what everyone wanted. That's like the best. There was so many different things. There's so many gaps in Loki's story that we could have told, but I like the idea of following up on that. That will be very awesome. I'm stoked for that. Why does this logo look so shitty? Like the ugly ass colors, weird eclectic feeling. I really wish I knew the references that are going on, because like none of that means like anything to me. Is Tom Hiddleston here? Was he like available? Is he popping up on stage anywhere? Yeah. We got Tom. We got Tom there, officially promoting. Such a series of bad photographs. That one's fine. That one with his mouth hanging open, and he was doing a little bit of like a weird Dana Carvey turtle thing. That looked... Oh, there he's egging the crowd on. That's going to be sick. I think Loki will be a really fun series, and it'll be really cool to see Hiddleston, like, round out that character. I can't believe that how popular and huge Loki is. That Loki is getting his own TV show, and Thor is going to be the first of the Avengers to get a fourth movie. Who would have guessed that back when Thor 1 came out? The movie was cool and everything, but like I don't think anyone knew how huge all that shit was going to be. Here's Tom just like, what's up, guys? I didn't realize I cut my mic for a second there. Just saying hello, doing his wave, doing his thing, fan crowd pleasing. What is that? So many of the comments right now are like, wow, this logo looks like shit. Lots of new faces in the next phase, so forgive the lack of names for some. Yeah, that does seem to be the case. It's really funny that the Eternals, they're like, boom, boom, boom. You guys have heard of 90% of these actors. And now for the rest of these, for Shang-Chi and for WandaVision and everything, that they're sprinkling in a lot of people I have not heard of. That logo is fucked. That looks so dumb, right? Right? Why does that look so dumb? Oh, man. Oh, maybe I should be keeping a closer eye on the official Marvel thing. I didn't think they would be live tweeting. Yeah, so this is where all these logos are like officially coming from right now. Let's see. Just announced original series, Tom Hiddleston, spring 2021. Yeah, so they're basically the Marvel Studios official account is just giving us these logos right now, but keeping an eye on these other panels is much better for getting the live info. I gotta stop checking Variety. Variety's doing a shit job compared to all these other places. Holy shit! No, that's the craziest shit I've ever seen, and this is everything I've ever wanted from a Doctor Strange movie. It better take place in the Nightmare Realm at some point. But like after that little tease in Far From Home with Multiverse, we're getting a fucking Multiverse movie. I thought for sure it was going to be Doctor Strange Nightmare or something like that. This is better. And this looks fucking insane. It's like the craziest visuals for any of the logos so far. The logos are like, plain black background. Maybe there's like a little bit of stars behind the Eternals. Multiverse of Madness. That shit's nuts. Holy shit. May 7th, 2021. We're about 2 years away from this one now. Doctor Strange, man. It's coming. That's going to be so fucking nuts. I'm so excited. I wonder if they're going to bring in... Oh, I'm going to forget his name, but I'll just see if he gets announced. Tom, he's still the guy from Avengers after he got Hulk smashed. It is the one of the most exciting creative opportunities I think I've ever come across. I cannot wait to get started. Yeah. The first scary MCU movie, says the director of the new Doctor Strange movie. Did they bring back Scott Derrickson? They for sure brought back Scott Derrickson, right? Because he was traditionally like a horror director. So if they do some like crazy horror shit with a horror director, the same guy who did Doctor Strange 1, he's got like a background in that. It's going to be the first scary MCU film. Still PG-13 though. That's, I guess, an important distinction. But like, that's going to be pretty fucking cool, I think. Scott Derrickson. I probably have a minute here. I'm going to try and bring his shit up. Because what did he do before Doctor Strange? He did Deliver Us from Evil, Sinister, The Day the Earth Stood Still, The Exorcism of Emily Rose. Like, this guy is a horror director. So the guy who gave us the amazing, incredible visuals of Doctor Strange, but is also a horror director doing a horror Doctor Strange movie. That shit's going to be great. I'm so fired up about that. That is... I've been excited about everything except for WandaVision. and specifically the Loki logo. I'm excited for the Loki movie. Benedict's here. Everyone's singing happy birthday to him. It was his birthday like 2 days ago or something like that, I think. But all of a sudden, Multiverse of Madness is the thing I'm most excited for. That's fucking crazy. It sounds like the coolest shit. I hope everyone's nerding out as hard as I am. I really hope we get to know like give us a villain for Doctor Strange 2. Give us something. If it is still slated for 2 years away, actually less than 2 years away, they might just be casting. It might not quite be cast yet. So I don't know. I'm really excited to be at the dawn of the project, he says. The twist of horror will have people gripped. Everyone just kind of has time to drop like one specific line. Oh, thanks, Ouija board. That's very generous of you. Thank you very much for that. Yeah, I don't know. I'm reeling from how excited I am. This is Benedict like lavishing in his birthday praise. Scarlet Witch is in Multiverse of Madness, so we're gonna have WandaVision kind of like setting that up, because WandaVision is in spring 2021 and this is in May 2021. These are coming out so close together that we're gonna have maybe a little bit of a gap bridge there, and seeing the two of them work together will be crazy because she has like powers, he has like a learned magic. They have very different kinds of magic. Ties to WandaVision, of course. That's fucking cool too. We're getting a Doctor Strange team up movie of like the two magicians in the universe, but they're dramatically different types of magic. So like that's gonna be very interesting to see how they oh, that's the gnarliest logo. I'm so fucking excited for this movie. But that's gonna be really awesome. That's gonna be such a cool tie together. Oh man, I'm pretty stoked about all this. No Black Widow news yet, which is pretty funny. I guess like we said, they're probably gonna tie that at the very end of the panel, because they'll probably have actual footage to show. Oh yeah, there's Scott Derrickson. Yes, yeah, that's the director. So yeah, confirmed. Absolutely, he's doing Doctor Strange 2, which honestly I wouldn't have anyone else. That's like, you really, really want him helming this based on his how well he did Doctor Strange 1 and the fact that he's a horror director. Oh, this is so much talking. I give myself a breather here for a minute. I've never refreshed so much at once, and so many individual things at once. Can't keep up too much exciting information. Someone in the comments is saying there's Black Panther shit coming already. I'm like a step behind here. Where are we? Give. Oh, summer 2021 is going to be What If on Disney Plus, which I think was like an animated series that they're doing. Which, like, you know, there's the What If comic series where it's like, what if Captain America became president and things like that. And so they're just going to do a series of non-canon animated MCU spin-offs. It'll be fun. It's not going to be like necessary to watch for further understanding of any of this, of the larger MCU or anything like that. It's totally its own separate thing, but it'll be fun. It'll be like a fun little experiment, I guess you could call it. Ooh, What If is kind of like, it'll be cool. I'm interested to see what they do with it. It'll be like really fun viewing because they can get super weird with it. And I hope they bring back the actors to voice them. I assume they kind of will. But it's like a less exciting thing. You know, it's not going to be setting up any future events or movies in the MCU. It'll just be like this weird brainchild of just, let's do some nuts shit. Like what if Thanos won and they just never stopped him? Like what if the opposite characters died in the snap? You know, something like that. That seems a little ambitious. That's probably not what it's going to be. But yeah, that's the sort of shit that they can play around with. No Black Panther, no Black Widow yet. They're saving the two black titled for later. What If animated series. The MCU cast is returning to voice. That's fucking sick. I mean, it's that much easier. You can get, you know, any of these guys in the recording booth for like a couple days to hammer out all their lines. That is fucking insane. Michael B. Jordan, so they're gonna have Killmonger in there in some way. Sebastian Stan for Falcon, Josh Brolin for Thanos. They're gonna have Thanos in there in some way. Hulk, Loki, Nick Fury, Thor. What's her name? Haley Atwell, Peggy Carter. Black Panther, Nebula, Hawkeye, Ant-Man, Michael Douglas's character in Ant-Man, whatever his name is. Who the shit? I recognize this guy off to the side here. Off to the far left, but I can't remember precisely what from. Dominic Cooper, which I think he played a young version of Howard Stark. This guy, David Dashamel, who's been having a big stroke in his career right now from the Ant-Man series. Natalie Portman from Thor coming back. Stanley Tucci. Who the hell was Stanley Tucci ever in the MCU? Taika Waititi for Korg. Toby Jones for, I don't remember the character's name, but he becomes the supercomputer guy in like Civil War. I apologize, I've never known how to say his name. It's a D and a J right after each other. Jimon Hansu. He is Korath in Guardians. Jeff Goldblum, Michael Rooker, Yondu, and Chris Sullivan. Similarly, I don't really know who Chris Sullivan is or who they played or whatever, but shit, that's an insane lineup. It's not quite everyone, but like there's notably no Chris Evans and no Robert Downey Jr. in that lineup, but like maybe we don't need the what ifs for them. Maybe it's way more fun to play around with other what ifs. Jeffrey Wright as the Watcher. Jeffrey Wright's dope, but that's another part of what if. I was like, what the shit? What movie? What is this a part of? What is it gonna be? He was Robert Downey Jr. Yeah. He was the Doctor. Oh, Stanley Tucci. Yeah. He was the Doctor. No, was he? Was Stanley Tucci the Doctor who like helped Cap when he was getting the serum and everything? Because what if it was like they gave Bucky the serum instead or something? You know, like they could totally play around with some shit like that. Neil McDonough, who was he? He was in the first Captain America. So they're gonna do some sort of history rewrite where it's like someone else is Captain America or something. That's probably what if is gonna be if they're bringing in those specific actors. That's cool. Just cool. Is voicing the Watcher in What If. Hawkeye series confirmed. We're getting the Hawkeye Disney Plus series. The Watcher. I can't remember specifically what this character's role is. Yeah, this guy. The weird big bald head dude. Isn't there many Watchers? Yeah, there's many Watchers, because I think they set it up that Stan Lee was one of the Watchers, because he appeared in that quick cameo in Guardians 2. Yeah, Stan Lee. Okay, so we're getting a different Watcher than the Stan Lee one, obviously. Hawkeye series confirmed. That'll be cool, because he's probably going to train like one of his kids or whatever to take over and become the new Hawkeye. It makes the most sense that that's kind of the direction they're going to go with that. I think that'll be fun. It'll be interesting. I mean, I am going to watch all these. Like, they have so over and over and over again. What if Peggy Carter became Captain America? That sounds super very much like what they're going to go for based on who we're seeing in that cast lineup and everything. That's pretty dope. That'll be a fun one. That'll be cool. That'll be a cool take, and it's so perfectly fitted to be like a what if. I think we nailed that one. I think we got it. First animated series in the MCU. Many actors from across the MCU reprising their roles. That's going to be so crazy. I can't believe they just have the money to like just bring these guys in to do that, to do a weird what if thing. Kate Bishop confirmed. And is Kate Bishop a new character, or is that like Hawkeye's daughter or something? I know it's a character who is Hawkeye at some point in the comics. Yeah, she comes in after Clint Barton, but I don't. It's not someone who's been like set up in these movies or anything. It'll be totally new. What if Ant-Man actually went up the anus? That's the what if we all want to see. They have Paul Rudd, they have Josh Brolin in that lineup of announcements, so I think it's about time. I think we find out what would happen if he jumped up the butt. Hawkeye logo, simple, looks pretty good actually. Maybe a little too simple. I can't tell. It's got the arrow, it's got the target, but otherwise it's like Arial font or whatever. And the W kind of looks like a bow. So I guess that's kind of cool, but like I guess you could have been fancier with it. I think I like it though. I think I like the logo. I like it a hell of a lot more than the Loki logo. They got to change that shit. I don't know, man. Maybe I'm talking out of turn. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I don't know anything. But that looks like shit to me. Here's our high-res look at the Hawkeye logo, which is coming in fall 2021, which I think at that point, when was What If coming? Summer 2021. We have 4 Disney Plus series coming in 2021. WandaVision, Loki, Hawkeye, What If. And obviously What If isn't really directly tied to the rest of this shit, but we have 4 Disney Plus series coming. And how many movies? Doctor Strange is 2021. The Eternals was 2020. I'm already losing track, guys. There's too many dates to juggle. Thor, Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Either they're far enough away, like those are coming 2022 is my guess, and we might not hear about them. It's debatable whether or not they'll be squeezed in that time. And I've totally lost track of how many things have been revealed versus how many things have been. I think it started with 10. With 10 individual things. We've heard about 3 movies and 4 shows. We got 3 more things coming, one of which is probably going to be Black Widow. Black Panther's probably coming up soon. Hawkeye taking the stage. Throwing in the Avengers music for him. No, we're not.
The Wizard of Oz, the man behind the curtain, makes it all happen, right?
I legit forgot what I was going to say. Someone asked a question. No other movies in 2019. No. Spider-Man was the last 2019 movie. That was the thing I was going to ask. Thor, Love and Thunder? Is that actually fucking what they're calling Thor 4? And we're getting it as soon as November? That's ridiculous. That's so soon, seemingly, right? They must have like a very particular arc that they just like jumped on. That they're like, we got to get Taika Waititi locked down. We got to like make this shit happen. Love and Thunder is the most Taika Waititi shit they could have ever named this. Because like they announced Ragnarok way back before they ever had a director or anything like that. And so they just like, I don't know, maybe he would have come up with a sillier name that would more accurately fit that. This is like we had the original Thor Ragnarok logo that was like, it looked like molten lava or whatever, and Taika Waititi came in and he made it look like this sick old retro thing. We're getting Thor Love and Thunder. Pinch me. We're getting madness of the multiverse. We're getting Thor Love and Thunder. Marvel can just do whatever the fuck they want at this point, and I am so excited that that's the case. Love and Thunder. If they don't play Blood and Thunder at some point, May 2020 is going to be Black Panther as a slate graphic is full, except for that. Yeah, we said Black Widow. Sorry, did I say Black Panther? Black Widow is the only other thing to be announced. I can't believe we're getting Thor 4 before we get. Yeah, it does look like He-Man. It full on looks like He-Man. Where's my He-Man DVD? That shit full on looks like He-Man. I gotta make sure I'm getting this on camera properly. And then I gotta pop over here. That shit looks like He-Man, and it's amazing. It's glorious. I'm so happy that that's what they're going for, because yes, of course. I can't believe we're getting Thor 4 before we're getting Black Panther 2. That seems surprising, right? And I thought for sure that they would have a July... can't say where we find Thor and Love and Thunder, as they won't show him the script. They got a script. I mean, they have to have a script already if they're making this movie to come out in 2 years. That's fucking crazy. Yeah, I can't believe we're not going to hear anything on Black Panther 2. It's seeming like not, at the very least. That's very surprising to me. And Spider-Man 3, I thought would be July 2021. Just based on the fact that the first two movies were 2 years apart like that, I kind of thought that's what would be going on there. Tessa Thompson, is she there? Someone's putting up a quote from her. As queen, she needs to find her king. Love and Thunder is based on Jason Aaron's Mighty Thor run. Oh, with female Thor. So is Tessa Thompson going to become female Thor? That would be pretty crazy. Is the entire the best logo is Thor, worst logo is Loki. Absolutely. Is this movie primarily going to be Tessa Thompson? Storyline comes from the book, which introduces female Thor, Natalie Portman. Well, yeah, that character becomes female Thor in the comics. I think they ditched Natalie Portman. I don't think she's coming back. I really, really doubt it. Like, that just seems unlikely to me that they would bring her back all this time later. And, like, they've moved on, and I've moved on. I don't, care about seeing Jane Foster come back in this movie at all. I would way, way rather see Lady Sif come back. Bring back Lady Sif. Make her female Thor. Or Tessa Thompson's Valkyrie character. I would way rather see those two before Jane Foster. Jane Foster is 10 years ago or whatever. We've moved on. Don't need that in my life anymore. Natalie Portman is Thor? I'm so not into that. I used to really, really like Natalie Portman, but I don't like that she hasn't been in this movie in this universe for 8 years or whatever, and all of a sudden they're going to make her female Thor. Bring back Lady Sif, man. I would way rather see that. Yeah, I'm so disinterested in that, actually. They did Jane Foster quite a disservice, and I very much am not. Although it is Taika Waititi, so we can hope. I thought everyone was speculating. I didn't realize at the time when I said, I was no, I don't want that. I doubt they'll do it. Nope, she's there. She's holding the hammer. It's happening. I trust Taika Waititi to do a good job, but not that excited. Not particularly on board with that. We'll have to wait and see, I guess, what direction they go with it. I'm refreshing Marvel waiting. Oh, it looks so much more colorful and so much better in the official. I didn't realize how colorful it was. Yeah, I realized Jane Foster becomes female Thor in the comics. I have no opposition to Jane Foster becoming Thor. I just was never that into Natalie Portman's version of Jane Foster, So, that's specifically what I'm not feeling, rather than actually seeing Jane Foster become Thor, because they didn't do Jane Foster that well. I'm less interested in seeing her take on Thor. But time for Black Widow. We'll have to wait and see. Gotta trust Taika Waititi on that one. This is the coolest shit the MCU's ever done. This logo alone is the coolest shit that the MCU's ever done. Love and Thunder, hilarious subtitle. Yeah, my interest in it is 50-50 now, because that also probably means we're not going to get Beta Ray Bill. And just a couple days ago, I made a whole video being this is it, guys. This is going to be the movie that we get Beta Ray Bill in. And maybe that's going to be the case still, but looking less likely. What? See, that's really weird. Here, it's very clearly a bunch of blue tones and everything, but then the official version they tweet out is all these yellows and everything. So I guess maybe they're still just tweaking it a little bit. We'll have to see. I'm curious to see how much of the movie focuses on Hemsworth versus Jane Foster. Honestly, if it's a team up movie, then I could get way more on board. If it's all Chris Hemsworth and then passing the mantle at the end, I don't know. If it's an early mantle pass and it's Jane Foster the whole time, I don't know. I would love to see the two of them reconnect and go on an adventure together, and at the end of it, it comes together. There's potential there. I'll trust, based on the fact that these guys have rarely had a miss. David Harbour is playing Alexei in Black Widow. That's very funny, after Stranger Things literally just had a character named Alexei that David Harbour spent so much time around. Yes, exactly. Thank you. I'm not even logged in, so I can't even throw that a heart. The irony, Smirnoff, that's just like, that is weird. That is weirdly specific. Black Widow explains her past. We pretty much could have anticipated that. I mean, that makes sense. It certainly wasn't taking place later. It will come out in May 2020, so that is the next movie. We're 10 months away from the next MCU movie. Probably we're going to be getting Florence Pugh, O.T. Fagbengle, and Rochelle Weisz. Okay. Directed by Kate Shortland. They're like actively filming that movie. Probably these guys are getting a trailer. Probably the trailer will be coming out publicly like later tonight. Or like teaser. Probably a teaser is what we're getting. Looking in the past, obviously. I get to play Natasha as a fully realized woman. I'm excited for fans to see the flawed side of her. I feel like we've kind of always seen the flawed side, at least a little bit. I'm looking to wipe out some of the red in my ledger. I'm guessing Guardians of the 3 is just falling outside of this. It's probably 2022, right? James Gunn still has to make the Suicide Squad, which is like a year or two away from coming out, and then he has to make Guardians 3. So obviously that's getting pushed back. Fantastic Four we were never gonna see today. I'm surprised we didn't see Spider-Man 3. I'm surprised we didn't see Black Panther 2. I'm not surprised that Captain Marvel is getting kicked back a little bit. Like, we had to get a Doctor Strange 2 in there somewhere. This character has grown in popularity so much since his original like solo outing. He's been like a huge standout character in all these movies since. Like, of course they were going to give him a movie. Florence Pugh is Yelena, a sister figure to Nat. I don't know who is Alexi in Black Widow. I don't know Black Widow much as a character, honestly, besides what we've been given. Alexei Shostakov, who becomes a Ronin? There's another separate version of Ronin who is not Clint Barton? I guess those are very different Ronins. Interesting. Well, what are his like abilities or whatever? Teach me about this guy. He is a superb athlete. Actually, I guess it would make a lot of sense if he is like regular strength level and everything, like fantastic. Like I'm reading the comments at the same time, like Black Widow is. That would make sense. So is he going to be the villain? Are we thinking? Is that kind of how that's looking? David Harbour as the villain there. We got these two on stage together.
And of course, the Black Widow herself, Scarlett Johansson.
Thank you guys for joining us.
Whenever I show those little clips, there's obviously so little because people are just like, I'm gonna snag like this quick 2 seconds of footage while I can. There's like not really time to get any more specifics. This is too much to take in. It is a little disappointing that we're not going to get the Taskmaster, but if they would have done Taskmaster in this like past timeline with Black Widow, then it would be like weird. Where has this character been all this time, I guess? Tessa Thompson also going to be in the movie. Obviously, that makes sense that she would be returning. David Harbour's wearing a Captain America t-shirt. That's great. He's got his hair all growing out and his big beard and everything too. I guess he might specifically have that for this movie. Panel is set to end within the next like 10 minutes. Yeah, we're wrapping it up. They're not going to announce Fantastic Four. Fantastic Four is still 2023 at the earliest, is my guess. Maybe 2022, but probably 2023. There's no way they have a quick enough turnaround time to like think of a plot of how that's going to be squeezed into the MCU or anything. I don't think we're getting it. I don't think we're getting Spider-Man 3. I don't think we're getting Guardians 3. I don't even think we're getting Black Panther 2 at this point. I think we're pretty much at the end of it. Like, these guys are probably actively being shown footage or something right now, is my guess. I'm thinking this is the end of the announcements we're getting tonight. It seems like the rate of news has slowed for a slow minute here. Phase 4 is disappointing. Man, we got Thor 4, we got Doctor Strange 2, we got so much shit going on. Thanks, Dominic. Does this mean only one more movie for Hemsworth? Honestly, he said as long as they're going to keep him around, he's going to keep playing the character. So, like, I would not be surprised if he sticks around further. Probably he's also going to be in Guardians 3. Oh, fuck. This Thor 4 is happening before Guardians 3? So did that set up at the... well, I guess the Guardians of the Galaxy might be cameoing in Thor 4, where they, like, drop him off and set him up on the next leg of his journey or whatever. I don't know. Otherwise, that scene is so throwaway and doesn't contribute anything, right? Like, it would be really cool if that's a quick setup that they do to be like, here's where Guardians 3 is going to be taking place. Like, they go branch off to go do their own thing while Thor separates and does his own shit. Hemsworth signed on for 5 more movies. Is that confirmed? Because that would be kind of awesome if he sticks around long term like that. I would be surprised. I'm so confused about what they're going to do with the fact that Thor was hanging with the Guardians at the very end there. I don't entirely know what the plan is with that. Seems confusing. How far away is D23? People are saying they want that they're expecting more announcements to happen then, and I don't know, guys. I think they're going to try to reveal things more slowly so that they don't, reveal 4 years and then they have nothing to talk about for the next 4 years. I think they're going to wait till like next year probably before they announce more stuff. Maybe at D23 they drop like Spider-Man 3 or something. There might be like a specific thing. Like a minor announcement or whatever, but I think like this is it. I think this is the big slate. Yeah, there was talks of a Lady Sif Disney Plus miniseries at one point, and now I'm seeing nothing about that. I don't know when that changed. Maybe that was only ever a rumor. Maybe that wasn't like a confirmed thing. So many people are such fingers crossed for Fantastic Four. We're not going to get that for a while. I think they got to have the breathing room. They got to come up with a good, like the Multiverse movie that they're doing with Doctor Strange. That's going to crack shit open. And I think that is going to be part of how they introduce Fantastic Four and X-Men. But that means that movie is 2 years away. And then they're not going to introduce those characters for another year or two after that. They have to do that like setup first. But that is probably going to be how they introduce these characters. Maybe. I mean, I'm speculating a lot there. Seems like a slowdown of the news. I think we're at the end of the panel here. So, what's everyone most excited about? That's so much to take in all at once. I agree with Chris. There's a bunch of people saying they're disappointed in the lineup. They're doing some cool shit here. They're shaking it up. They're doing new things. They're pulling like low-level B-C list heroes that you've never heard of because they can do whatever they want with them. They can go nuts with that shit, right? It's going to be some of the most like creative, unexpected movies that we've seen. And then we're getting sequels to a bunch of characters we're like familiar with and everything. They're cracking this wide open by doing these like mini series that are going to cover so much more detail and everything than we could ever do in a 2-hour movie. So all that shit's going to be absolutely crazy. I'm pretty excited to see what they do with Sam Wilson, how they transition him to Cap, and like when we eventually get a Captain America 4 movie. Like, will we? Maybe. I think you're looking at the wrong time zone. It's been nearly 90 minutes at this point. I saw a couple of people in the comments saying there's an hour left of this panel. You might have had the time zones wrong. We've already been looking at it for nearly 90 minutes. No more info. I feel like that's the end. The panel has been 90 minutes. It was just a fast 90 minutes. They had to announce 10 things. They had to announce 10 things in that amount of time. So they're really dumping info on us here. Thor, Doctor Strange are going to be lit. Hyped for Doctor Strange 2. No Black Panther 2 is surprising and a little disappointing. But how many here, I'm pulling this up because presumably there's people who are like swarming the Wikipedia page. I want this shit mapped out for me. Tell me the precise dates. We have 2 movies coming in 2020, which I think we always kind of knew there was a potential here where post Endgame they were going to have to slow down a little bit and figure where the next steps of this are going. Someone fucked this up updating this on Wikipedia. They have like Doctor Strange on there twice. We have Doctor Strange, Shang-Chi, and Thor 4. Man, for months now, looking at this stuff, trying to predict like what movies are going to be plugged where, Thor 4 was never on anyone's lips, you know, because we didn't know it was happening until like a day ago. Black Panther Widow trailer has been shown. People are saying Taskmaster. We just saw a teaser trailer where looks like a solid action thriller in the vein of Jason Bourne, and yes, Taskmaster is the villain, shield and all. Taskmaster, we're getting it. I felt like that slipped us by, that we were not actually going to get it. The there's so many ways they can go with how they like interpret this character on screen, because like they're not, I don't think they're going to go the route where he has an actual skull. Something closer to this is probably what we're going to be seeing. Shield and all, here's an example of him where he's actually carrying the shield. Do we know who's playing Taskmaster right now? I realize they kind of gave us a lineup of actors who are going to be in this movie, and there was someone who I didn't have a character attached to them, so I'm trying to dig that back up. Trailer for Black Widow, where Nat returns to Budapest after Civil War. So this is not like, maybe it's going to do flashbacks to her original training and everything, but it is not set way before everything else. That's a very interesting specific place to stick this one. Fights Yelena before sharing a drink with her sister. Then Nat fights Taskmaster, who has a shield. And everyone gets Black Widow hats. Nice little handout. It was saying that David Harbour is this Alexei character who eventually becomes Ronin. And I honestly don't know Taskmaster's like Anthony Tony Masters. Did not realize that was his name. I didn't know his like real name. Yeah, I don't know if we know who is playing Taskmaster. Excited for Shang-Chi, excited for Thor 4, not sure about Jane Foster. I agree, we'll have to see. I don't know if they're going to make the Black Widow trailer official for us. Like, yeah, I don't know if they're going to be posting that online like immediately, maybe tomorrow. I don't know if I would anticipate that being shared instantaneously. Here we go. Here's our full lineup. We got Black Widow, The Eternals, WandaVision, Loki, Hawkeye, Falcon and Winter Soldier, Shang-Chi, Doctor Strange 2, What If, and Thor 4. A lot of that was predictable. Doctor Strange 2 being Multiverse was completely unexpected. Them dropping things like the Hawkeye series, Thor 4, a lot of that was decently unexpected. Fantastic Four was never going to happen. that was like never on the table for this event. They clearly are planning the MCU so far ahead that like to suddenly just be like, we got to fit Fantastic Four in there. It would be way too rushed. And they're going to want to take their time with it. They're going to want to wait until some of these characters have like graduated and moved on, because they can lean super hard on the Fantastic Four. No fucking way. Okay. I could go eat crow. What the fuck? No. They did the entire thing, played a Black Widow trailer, and in the last like minutes of this, I thought you guys were like reeing in the comments like, I can't believe Blade. Get the fuck out of here. No. They're making a fucking Blade movie in the MCU? No. That's not possible. Like, confirmed, as in they're doing it, right? They're not like setting a release date or any shit like that, right? Like, we're not getting very, like, get the fuck out of here. Okay, and then they were just like, by the way, we're doing all this. Okay, so they're not giving dates for it. They're not getting specific. fucking Blade in the MCU. Fuck me. That's the craziest shit I've ever seen. How is that possible? Yes, these movies are all coming. We all knew. Mutants is weird. It's very weird to specifically say mutants and not say, like, X-Men, right? What the fuck, guys? They're making a Blade movie? That's the craziest thing of all this. That's crazier to me than Fantastic Four or anything. Like, Fantastic Four is exciting or whatever. Mahershala Ali is playing Blade. That is some fucking high-profile casting there. He's so dope. Mahershala is so good, man. That's really funny that they have Cottonmouth from Luke Cage playing Blade. I can't believe, not only I can't believe did they say that Blade is happening, they already have a casting for it? That's fucking nuts. Holy shit. That's really funny that they're just like ignoring Luke Cage. They're ignoring the Netflix shows. They're just ditching it, which maybe gives us hope for the future that somewhere down the line they like bring back Daredevil and like redo those or in some way, shape, or form. They're coming. They're coming. But that's so weird. It's so weird to say mutants and not say X-Men. So two different sources are both phrasing it that way. So that means that's like a very specific thing. Oh, here's a very different take on the Blade logo. I mean, it's the same thing, but you're like, it's not the color and everything. So I assume these are like the official versions. It's weird that they're flipping the two versions. So Fantastic Four mutants are confirmed, but they might roll out mutants in a way that is pre-X-Men. They might roll it out before an X-Men movie if they're like confirming mutants rather than confirming X-Men broadly. Is this going to be a TV show? Is this a movie? Like, what do you guys... What is... And if he doesn't have a line about motherfuckers be ice skating uphill, then don't even bother making that movie. That's it. The panel is over, is what I'm seeing. I can't believe that at the very end, they're like, by the way, guys, Fantastic Four, Blade, they're coming. It's happening. We all knew that these movies, like Black Panther, Captain Marvel, Guardians, those were all happening. But it's obviously happening beyond the 2021. Fucking Blade. How do you think they're legitimately going to do vampires? They're going to do some sort of mutant thing that is like vampires? Like, what are they going to do there? Do you think they're straight up ditching the X-Men name? Interesting. If they just made a mutants movie, I don't know, man. I don't know. That's really weird to drop that sort of name recognition or whatever, right? Like that would be very weird to dump that and not include that in their movie, because that's so like bankable. I know they got to do something to kind of separate themselves a little bit from Fox, but they're gonna call Fantastic Four Fantastic Four. They're gonna call Spider-Man when they rebooted that. Like, I'm very curious. I'm very curious how they handle that. How the fuck? Oh. But we knew Fantastic Four was gonna happen. We knew that was gonna happen. We just didn't know how soon. My guess was like 2023 in that range. Maybe it's 2022. Maybe it's sooner than I thought. But Blade, never would have guessed that they were making a Blade movie. That fucks me up. That all of these, I got people asking where's like the official logos and stuff. These plus Blade are all like down the line. They're not locking in dates for those right now. They're not doing anything specific with any of that. People are saying Nova's confirmed. I feel like they're already saying that the panel is wrapped up and we're done. Think we need a drink after all that. I would agree. I would tend to agree with all that. I don't think we're getting any confirmation on Nova here. I think that's it. Feige also mentioned New Mutants. He's not talking about the fucking Fox movie, is he? I mean, obviously they're not going to fold that into the MCU, but like, are they going to call it New Mutants? That's going to be really confusing to people because the MCU doesn't have first mutants. There's no New Mutants when you don't start with any mutants, you know? So like, what? I don't know. Okay, we got our logos to flip to. We got Doctor Strange, we got What If, we got Hawkeye, Thor 4, It ends there. Black Widow with Blade. Oh, there's so much shit to take in. Mutants is the new Mutants, so are they just saying that they are still going to release that movie? They are still going to give Foxmen their last outing? They should just throw that movie out. Just scrap that shit. Just don't even bother. It's just going to confuse people. They're not gonna fold it into the MCU. That's not happening. Iron Man 2 confirmed. They should call Spider-Man 3 Home Alone, though. That'd be legit. That'd be too funny. I think that's it. Oh, that's kind of cool. I didn't realize at first that it was like Natasha was in the middle of the logo like that. That's pretty cool. Nova has not been confirmed as a false report, unless I'm behind here or something. But the panel is over. We're not getting any other confirmations beyond. Let's see. Let's go back to the start here. We got the Eternals, Falcon and Winter Soldier, Shang-Chi, WandaVision, Loki, Doctor Strange 2, What If, Hawkeye, Thor 4, Black Widow, Blade, which that's crazy that one got a logo. We don't have a date for that one. All these other ones have dates, or at least approximate dates for the Disney Plus shows. Any other confirmations that people are saying, like Nova, Thunderbolts, all that, none of that shit has dates or anything. And then beyond that, this little cluster of movies is confirmed. But Nova, Thunderbolts, none of that's confirmed. There's no Spider-Man 3 on that list, actually. There's a noticeable lack of no Spider-Man 3. Spider-Man 3 Homeless? I don't know. Probably they're still going to have home in the title somewhere. Homeless feels a little, off-putting in some way. Depends how they shake things up. That's fucking it, eh? Well then, I don't know what to make of this. I don't know. I'm very interested to see where they go with the Eternals. I feel like the Eternals is going to be one of the weirdest ones, one of the most unique ones. Man, there's so many. They made Doctor Strange and Thor extra big here because they're the only sequels we're getting right now. Obviously WandaVision, Loki, shit like that is continuations. A lot of these are, but those are the only two MCU movie continuations that we're officially getting right now. Ooh, my stomach hurts from excitement and butterflies and talking for 2 hours straight. I don't know. I'm pretty stoked for the Eternals. They have an insane cast. They have a really random pick of a director that I'm kind of interested. Doctor Strange 2 is my personal most excitement. Blade's up there because that's so unexpected, but that shit is my personal highest excitement right now. Shang-Chi, there's a lot of potential there. There's so much potential in all of this. There's a few iffy ones. But it's all going to be great. I'm going to go watch it all. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be fun. My mom has been confirmed. That's exciting. Glad to know she's in the MCU. I'll have to ask her about that. Marvel announces 10 new MCU properties, I would say. I wouldn't say movies. Including Fantastic Four. It's some clickbaity shit. They confirmed it. They didn't actually stick a date in it or give us a logo or anything, That's it. I have so little to add. That's such a weird it's too fast. It's too fast to have to deliver all this info at once. Did they actually say that Blade was going to be a Hulu property? I don't know if they did. I wasn't there, obviously. I would be surprised if that's a film. I'm not sure which I would rather see. I'm not sure if I would rather see a Blade movie or a series. Either one could be cool, I guess. Yeah. That was sick, guys. X-Men is not really confirmed. We got people asking in the comments if that was confirmed. I would say not really. There's weird phrasing being kicked around saying that Mutants confirmed. Another one said New Mutants confirmed. So I don't really know if that means that they're still trying to find a way to release that Fox movie or what. Yeah, the Spider-Man at home. He just chills out, never puts on the suit. That's where they're going with that. I don't know. I'm gassed. Yeah, Thor 4 has Jane Foster as Thor. That's confirmed. That's happening. She's coming back. Which is crazy. When was the last thing that Natalie Portman was in for the MCU? Thor Dark World, right? And that shit came out in... Well, that didn't take me where I wanted it to. Thor 2 came out 2013. We're gonna get Jane Foster in a movie like 8 years later, and she's gonna become Thor. I'm a little confused by that choice. It just seems like they left that thread hang for too long. But it is kind of weird that they have ditched that character for all this time. Blade is a movie. I appreciate it, Brendan. That is... Oh, it's a movie. It's confirmed or as a movie. That's even crazier to me. That's nuts. That's going to be the craziest shit they've done. Like, they're talking about how Doctor Strange 2 is going to be like a horror movie and like cool shit like that. But like, they're doing a fucking Blade movie. That could be multiverse shit. Easily. They could just have a universe where vampires exist. As soon as they crack open the multiverse, they can do whatever they want. And like, it can be a weird isolated thing that doesn't take place on Earth 616, right? Like, you can just do whatever at that point. That's very exciting to think, actually, because presumably they'll introduce Fantastic Four or X-Men or both in a way where they come over into Earth 616. But like, I don't know, man. Blade might be off doing his own thing in a different universe. I'm gassed. This room is so goddamn hot. There's so much information to take in there. That's exciting, guys. I don't know. This is gonna be a fun 2 years. I imagine we're a little ways away from hearing more, but this is more than enough. You could have vampires in the MCU. We have magicians, we have magic, and we have gods and space things and all kinds of weird shit. You could make them as aliens. You could make them as mutants. There are ways to do it. It would just be a weird thing that once you introduce vampires, they are permanently there. If you're like, hey, vampires exist on Earth, then it's like, Blade is this guy who goes and takes care of it. It's like, okay, do we want to like commit genocide against vampires? Are we going to call in Doctor Strange to come fight vampires or whatever? Maybe they can do shit like that if they want, but I think it works better in the MCU bubble to have it as like a multiverse thing or something, because otherwise it's like, if you introduce that shit, that's something that is going to be a part of the universe for like a long time. You're really committing to that. So it makes me think that vampires will be done in a different way. Blade, and having, like, they have Morbius the living vampire, like, that's a thing, but Sony is actively making that Morbius movie with Jared Leto right now, so like, that's kind of messy too. Sony's making their vampire thing, and then all of a sudden, like, MCU is going to do it. They got to make sure that doesn't like confuse audiences. I wonder if in the Morbius movie, if he's going to be like the vampire, if there's like a culture or a world of underground vampires. It's going to be weird to see how Sony and Marvel specifically handle that differently. Fantastic Four will not be in Phase 4, which would have been really funny now that I think of it, that they could have had a big like Phase 4 using the Fantastic Four logo. But at the same time, we don't know that this is entirely chances that Blade is R-rated. I would say low, because even with Doctor Strange, they're still doing that one at PG-13. But I guess maybe it works better for Blade than it does for Doctor Strange. So there's a chance that they make Blade R-rated, I guess. But like, odds are pretty slim. I think Disney and Marvel are going to steer away from that. I don't know, man. I'm trying to keep up with the comments. They're really dumping in. Oh yeah, Fantastic Four. We don't know if this is the entirety of Phase 4. They had originally said like they were going to kind of ditch the phase thing. And how long specifically did a lot of these other phases run? Because Phase 1 was technically like 4 years. The next one was only like 2 years. the next one was like 4 years again. So they could do phase 4 as like a 2-year span. It could end with whatever Thor 4, I guess. But that seems really light because there's all these Disney Plus properties that are going on there, but it's very light on movies currently. So I guess Fantastic Four could still technically be a part of phase 4. We just aren't getting to see all of phase 4 on the spot right now. Shang-Chi's teamed up with Hulk a few times. That would be pretty cool. I doubt we're going to see that in the first movie because the entire movie is probably going to be largely an origin and everything like that. Maybe there might be Disney Expo announcements. I assume they're trying not to announce too far ahead of themselves, but it would also kind of make sense if they kind of reserve some of that for later. New Mutants. I'm looking that up just to see if there's any headlines or whatever they're talking about it. Oh, there's also there was like a big Marvel comic book thing going on right now that it was supposed to be like the next big important stretch of the comic arcs, and a lot of that was mutant or like X-Men related. And so it would make sense if they're simultaneously debuting this new comic book lineup that's like a new X-Men, New Mutants or whatever to kind of set things up for the MCU. I kind of assume that they're trying to like transition the audience a little bit, getting used to the idea of a new thing. So it's confusing when they throw around mutants, New Mutants, things like that when there's the Fox X-Men movie happening, that what they might actually be talking about is like their own New Mutant thing that they're like building up to. So that is a possibility, more likely in my mind than them trying to salvage the New Mutants movie that Fox did, because then they have no creative say in that, right? They're like building off of the universe that Fox came up with using their cast and everything. I can't see them trying to fold that in the MCU. It seems not worth the effort. I don't think Deadpool 3 has been confirmed. I don't know. If it was not a part of the panel. Guardians of the Galaxy 3 confirmed, it's happening. James Gunn still has to film the Suicide Squad, his Suicide Squad reboot. So it's years away. It's probably 2022, 2023, somewhere in there. So it's a little bit of ways away, which is too bad that it's a bit of a gap before we properly get that. That is something that they are making. It is coming. Just not like immediately. Deadpool 3. Any news? Will totally happen, says Rob Liefeld. I don't know if he's not a very reliable source. He kind of speaks out of turn very continuously. I realize he's the creator, but he very continuously is like, oh yeah, I know what's up. They like keep me in the loop about that sort of shit. This is totally it's not his place to say, and he continually says it despite it not being his place to say. So I wouldn't go off of any headlines saying Deadpool 3 confirmed just yet. I wouldn't be surprised if they make a new Deadpool movie if they do it without 3 at the end. They soft reboot it, keep Ryan Reynolds, potentially keep Josh Brolin. I would like to see them do that. It just depends, but like, yeah, I think they would soft reboot it rather than just making a third. Oh, Captain Marvel 2, Black Panther 2, they're coming, they're happening. We just didn't get specifics on them today. They just are things that are happening. No news on Ant-Man, that's true. We also didn't get any news on Ant-Man. I doubt we'll see Spider-Man teaming up in any of these. That would be interesting if we're having a bit of a gap before we see him in a movie again. That would be weird, though, because there's some very specific cliffhangers of Far From Home that I think they need to address in a Spider-Man 3, and it would be weird to inject that into a different movie as like a B storyline into another movie. Everything they announced has so much of its own shit that it needs to deal with. I just don't see how they would fit Spider-Man into any of these. It also really is going to depend where Shang-Chi takes place in the timeline. I don't know if it's going to take place like when it's released or if it's going to be a past movie or anything like that. I'm curious about that very specifically. Deadpool 3 is Blade. They just are the same movie. There you go. That's how they'll do it. Just really sneak it in. Still recovering from Jane Foster's Thor and Fantastic Four. I agree, man. that is the biggest surprise, that in like the last 2 days or whatever, we got all of a sudden this confirmation that Thor 4 was happening at all. And it's happening as soon as it is. And Jane Foster is coming back. That's a lot to take in. That's a lot of shit. That's so much. Spider-Man 3 should include Kraven. Kraven would be, I think it's like the best pick. It makes the most sense. Because like now that people know publicly who he is, someone is going to want to hunt him and go after him. Kraven makes the most sense. I really don't know what they're going to do with Venom. It really sucks. They might have to just accept that Venom is never going to be in the MCU. Sony may have ruined that. I don't know. I'm not behind closed doors there. I don't have any info. Phase 4 didn't have like a live stream footage or anything. We were getting all of our information off social media. Roger Wardell. This guy is... This is the one I want. This guy is known for being like a Marvel leaker. And I was curious if he tweeted anything throughout this event. Follow at your own peril. Look at this part of the screen at your own peril. Because he like... drops shit that is pretty spoiler heavy. But he was specifically saying Jericho Drum was potentially going to be in Doctor Strange 2, and I was wondering if that was something we would get a proper announcement of today, and it doesn't seem like it. Sinister Six would be dope. I bet we're several Spider-Man movies away from that. That'll be like Spider-Man 4 or 5 or something. Spider-Man 3 will probably be one villain plus Scorpion being made more official or something like that. Maybe introducing like the Osborn family. Maybe. Spider-Man 3 was not actually confirmed. Like not a date set, not even a mention of it as far as I'm seeing. Who's your fan cast for Fantastic Four? I don't remember all of it offhand, but I have been so fully won over on Krasinski and Blunt as being Reed and Sue. 100% on that. I can't remember who else I came up with. I did a video on it. Yeah, that's a fucking lot. That's a lot to take in. When do I think the next team up film will be? They're gonna 2023. Pulling that out of my ass. I have nothing to go on there. I don't actually know. It makes sense that they're going to spend some time away from that, though. I think it makes a lot of sense to, like, spend some time individually with these characters and give them some more stories to flesh out and everything. The fact that they're doing, like, the way Ragnarok worked with Hulk and Thor being it together and it being, like, this buddy team-up thing, and the fact that now we're going to get Scarlet Witch in Doctor Strange 2, that's dope. I feel like we're going to get a lot of, like, small little mini team-ups like that, and... the Eternals is going to introduce us to like 7 new heroes all at once, but I doubt that people like Angelina Jolie are going to sign a contract to be in like 7 movies, and so like probably they're going to do shit like Cersei will be in the Eternals, but then she'll go appear in Captain Marvel 2, or Icarus will be in the Eternals and then he'll go appear in Captain Marvel 2 or something. I feel like they're going to kind of slide the characters around like that they're going to use the Eternals. The Eternals is basically a team-up movie. It's like making a team-up movie first, and then I think they're probably going to start spinning out characters from there. That's my own prediction. I don't know this at all. The panel is over. Everything we're going to get to know for now has been officially announced. I'm all stoked about this shit, but I'm also gassed. That's a lot to take in all at once. So I think I'm probably going to wrap this up in the next minute or two here. Thank you guys for tuning in with me. That was fun because I was going to do this otherwise. I was just going to do it on my own. I was just going to sit here and refresh Twitter over and over and try and stay on top of things. No Nova announcements. It's awesome seeing how many people are like pro Nova, because it would be dope. I do want to see that at some point. Oh, cool. Someone put in the effort of actually putting the dates up for these. So this is I'm going to make it smaller. How, Gotta play around with my capture thing here, because this would be a good final thing to leave on screen here. There we go. This is... Oh, shit, I still don't have the dates on screen. This is everything we got. Fuck, fit better. Okay, there we go. That's everything we got today. These are all the confirmations. And then there was those extra ones of just the fact that, like, Black Panther 2, Captain Marvel, like, those movies are going to happen. They just aren't dated or anything yet. I know people have been excited for Nova for a while, and Feige is, like, up for it too. He said that that's something he wants to do, and he's aware that a lot of people are looking for it and interested in it. And so, like, that's probably on their radar. It's probably something we're going to get down the line. Doctor Strange could introduce Blade and could introduce Nightmare. That would actually be really cool if Doctor Strange is the movie they use to introduce Blade. Because if they're saying that that's going to have, like, horror elements, then yeah, introduce vampires, introduce a vampire hunter. And why else? Why isn't Blade on the slate? Because it's coming after 2021. This is very specifically everything coming up until 2021. And so that movie's coming out in 2022 or 2023, whatever. So they just don't have it on the slate yet because it falls outside of this 2-year window. That would be really cool, though, because, like, Blade's going to be a weird fucking thing for people to get their heads around within the MCU. And they already have him cast. The fact that they have Mir Shahala already cast to play Blade means that they probably have plans for him sooner than later. Like, that makes the most sense to me, is that they're going to do, like, a backdoor introduction. He'll be there in Multiverse of Madness or some shit like that. And I think that would be incredible, because I can't think of any other reason really why they would have him cast so early. I mean, that's a huge A-list talent. You want to lock that down. But yeah, I think that would make the most sense. Yeah, it's a long wait between Black Panther 2, for sure. But how long have we been waiting for Doctor Strange? Wasn't that 2017? 2016! That's a 5-year gap. A 5-year gap, like 4.5 or whatever, for Doctor Strange. Which is insane. I can't believe we had to wait that long. I mean, obviously he cameoed in Ragnarok. We get him in Infinity War and Endgame. But, like, very limited capacities. That character has grown so much in power that, like, that movie's going to be the craziest visual shit. Do you think Blade Phase 5? I honestly don't know if that's the case, or if it's that they are just not showing the entirety of Phase 4. Because when you actually look at this, they only have 5 movies? Eternal, Shang-Chi, Doctor Strange, Thor 4, Black Widow are the only actual movies here. So, like, 5 movies for an entire phase seems pretty light to me. I think that Blade could potentially be Phase 4. It's just that they're waiting to announce those additional years. Mahir Shahala. That's what I'm saying. I mean, that might still be wrong, but Mahir Shahala is the best I know how to say it. I legitimately don't know if I've ever heard it said out loud. No, at the Oscars. I don't know, man. I thought I said it right. I didn't say Mir Shahala. I guess we can go look back at the footage. Maybe I mumbled my way through it. Maybe I botched it super hard. I know that I did. For, like, when he first came on the scene, was getting really big, I had his name wrong for so long, and someone called me out on it on purpose, and they're like, go read his name. If you just say it phonetically, you're so far off. And I find it probably would have been back around Luke Cage or something. It used to be, yeah, I feel like I finally got it figured out. Nova. I'm just getting all excited about Nova potential. Sometime. Mahir Shala. Oh, I'm adding in an extra H. You're totally right. Mahir Shala. Mahir Shahala was what I was saying. You're absolutely right. I'm adding in an extra syllable there. Mahir Shala. There we go. I'll try and commit that somewhere to my brain, because I don't want to fuck that up all the time. Now I feel like an asshole. If we stick Ed Norton somewhere in the movie, that would be pretty funny to just bring him back around. I'm very curious. I'm very curious to know what they do with the future of Hulk. I don't know. I don't know if we're gonna get Smart Hulk showing up in any of this. Maybe WandaVision or something, because they talked about how that movie supposedly is gonna have a few MCU character appearances. So we could have Shuri, who obviously is probably the explanation of why we're gonna have Vision back. But we can probably also we could also maybe expect to see Smart Hulk there, like contributing to reviving that character. I feel like he would have a lot to contribute. He's like one of the smartest guys in the MCU. So maybe, but otherwise I don't really see in this 2-year span where Ruffalo would maybe be making an appearance. I'm very interested to see what the hell they're doing with Thor 4 and how they're going to address the fact that Thor was hanging out with the Guardians at the end of Endgame. Because that seemed like that was going to be a really cool setup for Guardians 3. Even if I didn't expect him to hang out with them the whole movie, because it's probably concluding this iteration of the Guardians, right? Going to be kind of a wrap up for several of those characters. So it would be weird if Thor was there the entire time, because then it feels a little bit too much like a Thor movie. But now that Thor is coming out first, I do not understand. I do not know what they're going to be doing. And where did we leave off on having the Hammer and Stormbreaker? He has both. In Endgame, he has them back, right? Because he like stole them. But did he have to send? I don't remember how that works, because there's a big battle obviously where he has both. That's them back in time. The Hammer's gone, right? I don't know, man. Like, because if Hemsworth retires as Thor, if Jane Foster becomes Thor, I would be shocked if they only did it for like a movie or like temporarily. Like if it's like a 10-minute scene in the movie and then Chris is Thor again, that would be weird. If they kind of, I hope they don't do the character dirty like that. Because if they're gonna do it, like commit, make it a thing, go for it. The What If series, where I think we kind of figured out detective our way that they're gonna do a what if Peggy Carter became Captain America, and I think that's like gonna be a really fun one of the what ifs. I don't really know how many episodes. Most of these, like I think Falcon, Winter Soldier, Loki, WandaVision, have all been confirmed to be like 6 episodes. Hawkeye, I don't know if anyone's ever said, and What If, not a clue how many episodes they're planning to do for that. Cap did take the hammer back. Okay, that makes sense. I thought so. I thought the hammer was gone. So I guess, because I was thinking, like, could he give Jane the hammer and he keeps Stormbreaker, or other way around, and they're both Thor in a way, or at the very least they're both powered like Thor. So I guess he would have to pass off Stormbreaker. Like, he would have to not have it anymore, basically. Oh, the Peggy Carter what if thing was confirmed a while back. Oh, okay, maybe we're not the smartest. Maybe we didn't totally crack the case on that one the way I thought we did. Well, it's been fun, guys. I'm sorry that so many people are asking, like, where's Spider-Man? Where's all this? This is all we got. This is a lot. It's exciting. I'm so stoked about many of these. There's always hungry for more, though, right? I always want more. I never want the MCU to end. It's too good. It's too good. If we don't get Beta Ray Bill somewhere in Thor 4, I don't think we're ever getting Beta Ray Bill, and I'll be very disappointed. And if they're doing a Jane Foster Thor storyline, it feels so unlikely. I'm so disappointed. I made a video like 3 days ago completely outlining how I thought they could make that work in the story, and like my prediction of what the story was going to be. I think that's killed. I think that's over. My dream is potentially dead. Oh man, guys, I gotta go take a break. I'm so exhausted. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. It's been fun. It's been legit. Take it easy, everyone.